Of a kerfuffle over here with Bridget receiving flowers. Bridget, come on up and give us a reading. Bitches with Problems was very often I receive manuscripts and the author has a title that that I have to slowly maneuver. Bitches with Problems was an absolutely okay title with me. Isn't that a great picture and great title? Bridget Ryan is going to read some work for us. Thanks.
Thanks for coming. I want to thank Richard Grove, my publisher, and also I want a special thanks to David Babin, my editor, who has encouraged me and shown me great guidance and been by my side through this whole process and kind of gave me a kick in the arse to get this thing all started. And also I'd like to thank my dear friend Bernadette and her husband, and also my family who traveled all the way from Windsor, my brother Patrick and his wife Sandy, and my niece Beth should be here. And finally, I'd like to thank Rusty McCarthy and Mary Margaret O'Hara and Jane Seabury for coming out and lending their superb musical talents today. This poem I'm reading, it's called Love One Lost. It's a tennis score. Love means nothing. So 15 loves means 15 nothing. It's about a road trip from Windsor to Toronto on my way to a major tennis tournament, and this is what happened on that particular trip. It's called Love One Lost, and I used Hunter S. Thompson as my as a quote because I really love this one. It says, I hate to advocate drugs, alcohol, violence, or insanity to anyone, but they've always worked for me. Hunter S. Thompson. So the poem begins, I'm talking to a nurse, I'm in therapy, and I want to tell her the story of what transpired and how I started down the wrong path. I once told Diana, my funny protective nurse, about the first time I took LSD while playing in a major tennis tournament. The night before, my high school friend Mia and I had driven to the National Tennis Center in my Volkswagen Bug. 4 hours to get there, and when we did, we stopped just long enough to drop our bags off. We changed into skin-tight black jeans, headed downtown to score some dope, had heard about an area in the city where we could find what we were looking for. I approached the first vaguely drugged-up looking guy and asked, "Do you have any acid?" He said, "Sure, man. I've got window pane and purple microdot. Which one do you want?" "The purple one. I like that color." Little did I know that I had chosen the most potent variety. I followed him down an alley and made the deal. I gave him $10 for one hit, which I peeled from a piece of paper and swallowed. Mia didn't like the looks of him, so she scooted across the street to find another dealer. Bought some mescaline and quickly downed it. We took the subway back to Upper Canada College, where all the other tennis players were staying, hoping we wouldn't run into anyone. We scampered up the back stairs. Mia was starting to look sick, and before I knew it, she had thrown up the mescaline with the cheeseburger she'd had for dinner. It was going to be a solo flight for me. I waited anxiously for the drug to take effect, didn't know what to expect, had only a vague understanding of what acid was. I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, but nothing happened. "It's been 3 hours since I took the acid," I said to Mia. "How long is this stuff supposed to take to start working?" "Don't worry," she replied, "it'll happen." "I think I was ripped off, Mia. Should we go downtown and get some more?" She laughed and said, "No, I'm going to bed. Just relax and go with the flow." I lay down on my bed and cursed myself for being so gullible. All of a sudden, I started to feel a strange tingling sensation in my throat. For some reason, I felt my skin was turning orange. This was strange. I got up to look in the mirror, and I was orange. Oh no, I thought, I'm all alone and I'm turning colors. What have I signed on for? I would have thought if I was going to change colors, at least the color would be purple. And all the tennis players would know that I was playing with a handicap called microdot. I got up again and went to check to see if the pupils of my eyes were enlarged because someone had told me that's how you got caught by the authorities. My pupils were so big that my blue eyes had left the building. As I lay in bed, the walls began to undulate, looking as if the ceiling was melting down into the floor. The radio was on, but the music wasn't coming from inside me. Made my way out to the balcony because I thought some fresh air might help, only to find out that the trees were moving and the leaves seemed to be slithering with psychedelic snakes. Began to wonder if doing this acid had been such a great idea. I wanted it all to stop, but Mia had told me that it would last a good 8 hours, at least. She also neglected to mention that being able to fall asleep would not be an option. I woke Mia again and asked her what to do. "Don't worry," she said, "just go with the flow." "But my tennis tournament," I cried. "I gotta play in the morning." She went back to sleep. As I gingerly made my way back to bed, which appeared to be 5 miles away, I began to get very freaked out. I tried to go to sleep, but the hours sped by in multicolored hallucinations. Soon I could hear the other tennis players walking down the corridor on their way to breakfast. My first match was scheduled at 9 a.m. and I was a mess. I frantically tried to get myself together. Showered with tennis whites on, I took the elevator down. When the doors opened, I faced a lobby full of shiny, healthy people. Unable to eat, I boarded the bus to be driven to the Coliseum. My panic was so intense that I slunk to the back of the bus, took a seat by myself, hoping no one would notice me and realize how very stoned I was. We arrived and I carefully navigated the steps down from the bus. The shock of sunshine and heat almost knocked me over, slapped my face like molten lava. I spied my opponent warming up on the grass beside the tennis court, stretching and balancing on her toes, infused with energy. In my drug-induced stupor, she appeared to be well over 6 feet tall. The attack of the giant tennis player. Her name was Jennifer Sanderson, a tanned athletic princess, which meant I was up against top flight coaches and year-round play. While she was warming up with her personal coach, I was teetering on this side of sanity. I knew that I needed to cancel the match, but my ranking depended on the outcome of this tournament. Dejectedly, I followed her and her rackets onto the court, with a sheepish look on my face, feeling like I was wearing a big red sign that said, "Dirty girl does drugs." I was shaking. We started warming up, hitting the ball back and forth, all the while checking each other out and sussing out each other's weak points. I started to think that maybe I could pull this off. After all, I'd beaten her before, or maybe that had been her sister Rose. I was in no state to recognize anyone. 5 minutes into the match, I experienced a strange phenomenon. When I threw the ball into the air to serve, I saw 5 or 6 balls floating in the sun. Tennis balls in the sky with diamonds. I couldn't tell which ball was real and which wasn't. Found out later it was called seeing trails. In a steady stream of neon yellow, my racket had 10 heads. The Loch Ness tennis monster reeling out of control at the end of my wrist, and I was losing control over the one thing that had given me control. Before I knew it, I was losing in a very big way. Had not won 1 point in the first set, and the second set went just as badly. I lost 6-love, 6-love. That's 12 games to nothing. Jennifer smiled maliciously at me as she hurriedly made her way back to the clubhouse to gleefully inform the tournament directors of her win. At this point, I was beyond caring. I just wanted to get out of the sun and back to my room where I could have a Coke and a cigarette. Mia was still sleeping, and I felt like strangling her. Because I had lost my ranking, I had had it. I quit. I laid my tennis racket down, anxiously waiting utopia. Thank you.